Welcome back everyone, Mudford here. I'm out in the shop working on the Bronco. What I'm doing is I have an old James Duff lift in this, and it has a shock on each side of the coil. What I'd like to do is convert it so that it's like their newer lift kits with the both shocks behind the coil. Eventually I'd like to get the new style hoop for the long travel shocks, but my plan is to move these shocks to the back, and then I would also like to redo the steering with the Heim joint style from them and get that made up. I've had problems bending the long tie rod that goes all the way across. The problem with my setup is I have full-size axles on a smaller early style Bronco, so some of the parts are kind of homemade. They were when I got it. So the track bar is welded together, and it doesn't seem quite right because when I'm doing rock crawling and stuff, it will hit the front cover on the differential there. So it's got some big marks in it. So I'd like to get this whole setup revised a little bit, made a little better. A new track bar and some new stronger tie rod ends. These are Moog, and Moog just aren't the quality they used to be. We have got a kit from James Duff. They sell a kit, it's under $50 in order to relocate that shock to the back. I'll show you. So here's what you get in the kit. You get the nylon lock washers over there on the left, and some flat washers, a couple of bolts. The bolts all the way to the left are the ones that go through the bottom of the shocks. And then the four bolts right there, they go to the mount the new brackets to the radius arms. And there's the brackets there. The top part of them right there goes to the radius arms. You have to drill some holes for them, and the part that's on the bottom right here is where the shocks are going to go through. And those are some new bolts for the shocks on the top, and a spacer that goes in the current mount, and then you're going to mount one in front and one in back of it. So the first thing we need to do is take the front shock out. So we'll take it out there, the bolt there, and we'll take the bolt out down there, and we'll also take this homemade mount out here and get it out of the way. Then we need to take the top mount loose here and put the new bolt through it, put the spacer in here, and then hang the front shock right here. Wow, I guess this shock mount was in pretty rough shape anyway, and the bolts aren't really that tight. Okay, I'm just going to take these two bolts out here that are holding this bracket on. They're already loose. Probably wasn't a good thing. I should have checked on it. Should come off fairly easy though. Okay, now we're ready to take the back upper shock mount loose. So you need to move this shock mount forward, and hopefully there's enough clearance. Seems a little tight, but then this goes in here. So I'm just putting the washer and the nut on. That's all there is to the upper mounts, and we're just going to tighten that up. Once we get that tightened up, we'll get this where we want it, so that they're not, kind of want them to be parallel. We'll go ahead and get the lower mount mocked up and marked for drilling. All we're doing right now, we're just getting this fit. I did tighten up the nut on this bracket just to hold the bracket together better while I'm marking it, and so I can get it where I want it. I really like the way this looks now. I'm going to go ahead and mark these holes and get them drilled out. Go ahead and get it back into place here. Pretty much it. So I have a couple washers left over, so I'm gonna put one on the outside there and right there, and that will use all of my washers up. I think it looks happy with this kit. I think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and get those other washers put in, get the other side done, but I think this was a good investment.